So this is repost. I did what I could with the sound. I'm not sure what happened there. I hope everybody can hear it okay. Take care.
Well, good morning. So we got a couple of big projects coming up. One behind me, that finally done. I've had the sawmill for years now, and I have noticed that some of the paint's flaking off and stuff. But I never really had it under shelter. So my plan is to get the project behind me done and the sawmill shed done. Because the elements are starting to take effect. And one thing I noticed that these main guide rails are galvanized, they came galvanized, but the sawdust shoots out this side. It doesn't always clear the rail, so it'll build up in here. The sawdust collects moisture. Um, so what I've been doing to kind of counteract that is just taking some old diesel or old motor oil with some diesel in it, and I just kind of treat everything, prevent the rust and from coming in. So that's what I'm doing now. Mainly just kind of doing some overall maintenance. Just like any tool, the sawmill requires routine maintenance. I'm going to change the oil in the engine. I'm going to lube up these rails. So that's what I'm doing here. Over the summer, I got real lucky. I've been looking Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, auctions and stuff for some rafters, trusses, whatnot, and just couldn't really find anything unless it was miles and miles away. You pick up, you haul type of thing. And I could have done that, but I mean, take my tractor or somehow manhandling them onto the trailer. Just wasn't, and it wasn't good enough price. You factor in the time and fuel and all that. So, but over the summer on one of my runs, I came across a tree guy. He was taking down a bunch of black locusts, and good sized black locusts too. I'm talking 16, 18, 20 inches in diameter. So I'm going to make the rafters out of black locusts. Can't really get any stronger than that. I've got a bunch of white oak too, but I wanted to use the white oak for my barn dock, so I'm trying to hold off. And now that I got all the black locusts, so that's all I'm doing here. Is I'm going to move up this rail and make sure it's got a good coat of oil, diesel mixture, and kind of just get everything ready. I sharpened my blade already. I forgot to get the board, but real simple. You can buy a sharpener, automating stuff, and those are probably pretty nice. I've never really used one, but they're over $1,000. I just do this in the hobby, you know, so far. But so all I do is just kind of take a file on the back side of the tube and just at the, kind of the same angle, just come up two, three times, do the next two, and repeat. Now I've got HM Max 130, so I do have a pretty large blade. I would say it probably took me 8 to 10 minutes. So this blade is razor sharp. Pinky is good blade. Starting part of black. So that's all good. I blew out everything. You take a moment to check the racking. So it's racking just a little bit, so I'll adjust the nylon adjusters in there. Check out your clutch, pulleys, your belts. These are original belts, and they still look good. There's no dry rotting, no cracks, no nothing. So far so good. Pretty tight. The clutch engages perfectly. The blade guides are still good, original still. Overall, I'm really happy with the HM130. I mean, I've had it outside so I probably had this 8, 9 years now. So it's held up really well. The only thing that really didn't hold up was the water line. The sun just took that vinyl tube. It's certainly not meant to be on the sun. And if I would have had a sawmill shed, it'd probably be just fine. So right now I have some power washer tubing, which obviously yeah, so, then I got a brass fitting. Uh, I did have about half a tank of water in there, and it's frozen solid. Now today's supposed to be 45, 47. And yesterday I came out -7, so there's that. But that's just the way it goes in this neck of the woods. I'm taking advantage of it. So yeah, I'll just get the moving this track up and bring it along. So you're hanging out with me today, as usual. Miss Nellie here is a needy dog. I can throw. She loves like balls, so soccer balls, basketballs, footballs. But they don't last long. I found that basketballs definitely last the longest, especially if I fill them full of air. She has a hard time putting her jaw around them, but she eventually figures it out. So that was the last one to go, and now she's waiting for me to go grab it. Usually I throw it off. She goes and chews on it for about 40 minutes or so. And then she comes back and lets me know I'm done. I want another throw. That's what she's doing now. These kind of dogs they are very needy. But like I've said before in my other videos, she's an awesome runner. She gets tired around 3 miles or so, but she keeps going. And these dogs just need to expend that energy. They have so much energy. They're smarter than whip. Yeah, so, I'll accumulate sawdust, and I should blow this off pretty much after every use. But I'll be honest, I just don't do that. You could probably use some sort of coating too, fluid film, stuff like that. That stuff's expensive. So I just use motor oil. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, but I'm not going to bore you to death with that.
Hey everybody, just want to jump in here real quick. So my plan here, as you can see, is for the sawmill shed. And the sawmill itself is, we'll just say about 42 inches by 19 feet. So I'm thinking a 12 by 30 shed over the top of that should allow me 4 to 5 feet to walk around it and keep the driving rain and whatnot off of it. Now here's a side view of the sawmill shed. Like I said, it's going to be 30 feet long. So right now I'm thinking about just making my own beam to span those two inner posts, which is about 19'6". So not crazy long, and I've got some pretty strong lumber, but I also have some 1/2 inch steel plate, so I can put that in there as kind of work as a gusset. So if you guys have any ideas, I'd love to hear them, but that's what I'm thinking right now. Okay, and this is the plan for that shipping container shop behind my sawmill. So the shipping container itself is 8x40 high cube, and then the lean-to, the outside posts are going to be 10'6". I do have a travel trailer that I'd like to store under there. Right now I have my old 95 F-150 and my 95 C-1500. So just a couple trucks that we've accumulated over the years. And so those are going to stay put until I bring home my travel trailer, which happens to be at my off-grid property. But this is the plan kind of for that shipping container. So I just thought I'd share kind of what a sneak peek, if you will, of what's to come. Lastly, I just want to thank all my subscribers and everybody else that watches. I really appreciate it. The few of you that do comment, it does motivate me to keep sharing. I'm going to do my projects regardless, but it does take quite a bit of work to, do these videos and edit. So again, thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.